What's going on, YouTube? So listen, man, very important topic to discuss today. This video is only for educational purposes. The reason that I'm making this video is because clearly people are allowing the media to control their opinions, and people are not thinking logically when it comes to having this conversation. Okay, it's not about what race somebody is. It's not about their running mate. None of that. It's really about the policies that they're running on. Okay, so today in this video, man, we're gonna take a deep dive into the 2024 election, and we're gonna focus on the policy platforms of both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Basically we're gonna compare what each candidate is running on, and importantly, who has outlined a clear strategy. So this is the part that I think people are missing. Strategy. People can tell you what the goals are to get you emotional, tell you what they want to do, but what is your strategy to implementing or getting these policies to do what you're telling me that you're going to do? What strategies are you going to use? Okay, very important. All right, so first up, we have Donald Trump. All right, his campaign is built on a familiar theme from his first term, but with some renewed vigor, renewed energy. So pretty much, of course, we know immigration. All right, we already know Trump is aiming to end the bright right citizenship and expand the U.S. Mexico border wall, and he's also pushing for stricter border security measures. All right, so strategy. This is Trump's strategy. All right, now this is outlined for me to read. Trump has laid out how he plans to achieve this through federal funding, executive orders, and by working with Congress. He's also ready to bypass Congress when necessary, as he did in his first term. All right, so you got some strategy on how Trump plans to do this. All right, the second thing that he running on, crime and guns. All right, so his approach to crime is tough, including imposing the death penalty for drug dealers and increasing penalties for juvenile offenders. On guns, he wants to expand gun rights and protect law enforcement. All right. Now, strategy. How is Trump planning to do this? Trump plans to work with the state governments and use legislative changes as well as executive powers to bring these policies to life. Next thing, economic policies. Trump is sticking to his economic playbook, which is tax cuts, deregulation, and boosting fossil fuel production. His strategy is that he plans to collaborate with a Republican-controlled Congress and leverage his executive authority to push these initiatives forward. Number 4, and what I'm giving y'all is basically their top 4 or 5 policies and agendas that they're running on. All right. Number 4, social issues. Trump's stance on social issues include restricting LGBTQ plus rights, such as banning gender-related surgeries for minors and reinstating the transgender military ban. All right. So his strategy to do this is he's ready to sign legislation and use executive orders to make these changes with a clear focus on appealing to his conservative base. All right. So overall, Trump has presented detailed strategies on how he plans to implement these policies if reelected, using a mix of legislation and executive action. All right. So let's take a look at Kamala. Let's focus on Kamala. As the potential Democratic candidate, Harris has focused on key issues that resonate with the progressive voters. So key thing to understand there is resonate. All right. First thing she want to do, abortion rights. Harris is a strong advocate for protecting reproductive rights and ensuring access to abortion services across the country. Strategy. While she's vocal on the issue, specifics on how she'll achieve this, especially in a divided Congress, it's not clear. All right. So she's telling us what she wants to do. No clear strategy on how she's going to do it. All right. Next thing she's running on, labor rights. Harris is committed to empowering workers, supporting unionization, and improving working conditions, particularly for marginalized groups. Strategy. She has a track record of working with labor movements, but her exact plans for implementing these policies at a national level haven't been fully detailed. I want y'all to pay attention to the trend. Number 3, climate change. Harris has focused on environmental justice, targeting pollution and marginalized communities, and advancing clean energy. All right. So that's the climate change. Is the third thing she's running on. Strategy. Her policies align with the border Democrat climate agenda, but specifics, on her personal strategy are still developing. All right. So we don't know what Kamala is going to do yet. All right. So no specifics on her personal strategy on how she's going to develop this. All right. Healthcare. Harris supports expanding access to healthcare and addressing health inequalities, particularly in underserved communities. Great talking point. Strategy. While she supports strengthening the Affordable Care Act, details on how she'll push through more progressive healthcare reforms are still under discussion. All right. So in contrast, Trump, Harris has clearly outlined, policies and goals. But Trump has a more strategic outline on how he's going to do said things. Right, wrong, whatever, indifferent. He has an outline. He's given a strategy to how he's going to implement the policies that he's running on. Kamala Harris, up until this point, is using very emotional, triggering talking points, but still has not given us any strategy on how she's going to accomplish any of the things that she's talking about. All right. So here's the bottom line. Donald Trump has shared detailed strategies on how he plans to make his policies a reality, often relying on executive orders and past actions as models. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, has focused on outlining her priorities, but hasn't provided a concrete of a strategy for implementation. All right. So, the thing about it is, you can talk a good game. Like she said Donald Trump talks a big game, but as her friend Quavo says, talk it how you walk it. Right. That's what she got up there and said in Georgia. Right. But Kamala isn't walking it how she talks it. You know what I'm saying? We not hearing how you're going to do these things. You can tell me all day long, you want to cut back on what she said, hitting fees and all of this other stuff. Great. How you going to do it? That gives the American public more confidence in voting for you because you are going to do something. Don't tell me what you're going to do without telling me how you're going to do it. That's a slap in the face, man. So in closing, man, look, let me just say this. I don't particularly care for either candidate. But one thing I do notice is that there is this magical thing that happens whenever they want us to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've, actually been one of the naysayers of Trump as far as I believe that he's going to be the last president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? He's going to turn this into like some type of monarchy. That's my opinion. But as this thing is starting to unfold, I'm also paying attention to the things that they're using to persuade us to vote. You know what I'm saying? The tactics that they're using, and how the celebrities, like anytime the Boule or Illuminati or, the secret societies of the world, anytime they're putting something in motion, they got to get the celebrities involved. They got to get all of our public figures, people that we look up to. They all have to be involved and they all side with the agenda. Okay. So whenever I see that, it makes me pause. You know, it makes me look at it differently. And I think that's what I'm seeing with the Democrat Party. You know, with Kamala's, you know, potential presidency, there seems to be a lot of the ingredients of, you know, that Illuminati agenda pushing, you know what I'm saying, approach. I'm seeing a lot of, you know, of those types of ingredients, you know, that cracked egg with that flour, cup of sugar, you know, I know the recipe, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, something ain't right about that. Maybe I need to pause my brakes a little bit, because I was like, do I really want Trump to turn this thing into a monarchy? That's just my conspiracy theories, man. You know, I think that Trump is gonna be the president that takes us into the era of the Antichrist. But hey, as far as on policies and what, you know, I've seen out of, you know, his time in his presidency and the Democrat Party, you know, what personally I've gotten, you know, throughout my time of being alive, I felt like I was living better under Trump. I ain't lying to you, dog. I feel like Trump is one of those presidents, if you business minded and you're moving forward and not backwards, you're going to see some success under Trump. If you want to depend on government funding and, you know, things like that, the Democrat Party is more of your speed, you know. And I hate to say it that way, because it's almost racist in a sense, but in my opinion, I guess, you know, but we all know Donald Trump is big on immigration and building that wall. And, you know, he's not someone that's going to give what he feels is unnecessary funding to certain programs, you know, when that money can be poured into other things that would maybe benefit the middle class. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I mean, you do have to ask yourself, you know, Donald Trump doesn't know what it's like to be poor. You know, he doesn't know what that's like. You know, he kind of came into the game with a silver spoon. His dad, you know, having money, so he doesn't quite understand the plight of the poor man. You know, but as a college graduate, as someone that moved up at a company, you know, at an agency, I feel like I definitely saw some benefits in Trump's administration. But I'm gonna leave this one up for y'all to debate in the comment section, man. So what do you guys think? Which candidate approach resonates more with you? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, man. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, man. Turn that notification bell on so y'all don't miss out on any of the next videos that I make, man. Till the next one, man. This your boy Joe Squad. Y'all know what it is. I'm out.